Hey everybody, it's a new year, new me, new hair. This is a new little experiment that has pretty much launched the beginning of my midlife crisis as I turn 30 this year. Yeah, I know.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Anyways, Happy New Year. How have you been? Did you have a fun did you have a fun crossing over? You should consider yourself lucky. A lot of people didn't make it last year because of COVID-19, and you're here. Look at you. Good job. Round of applause. So today I'm just going to talk about a little question that I got from the design group that I'm in. It's called the Creative Trove. If you're a designer or a creative, I think even a client. I don't know. We do talk a lot of
Good things.
so if you're a client, maybe don't join that. But yeah, there's a group called the Creative Trove that helps up and coming designers. We share ideas as designers. We're all learning from each other. And there was a question that came from there from one of the designers who wanted to find out from me, how does a new designer get clients? And I think that's a wonderful topic to start 2021 on. Firstly, because if you're a new designer, you're just starting out, you want to know how you're going to convert your talent and skill from that into actual physical cash. And the big tip that I have learned over the years, the big tip that I've seen from other designers such as Joshua Vumabanda, Dickens Sikazwe, and a few other designers is the only way to actually get client is to put out as much work as possible. Now, you're a new designer, you haven't started doing much work per se. So you probably only have like maybe a solid portfolio, and even if you don't, I'm going to walk you through all of that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a body of work, because the first thing that a client wants to know before they give you said money is they want to know that you can do the job that they're hiring you for. And what's the best way that you can show them that is by actually having some work done prior. So the first thing you want to do is just churn out as much work. If you're a new designer who's never worked anywhere, the first thing you want to do is just start creating and creating and creating, and don't just create artwork like Findeco blowing up. That rarely translates to the client's needs. What you want to do is start showcasing an ability to distill ideas and information into creative concepts. So pretend you're doing a job for Samsung, pretend you're doing a job for Milo, pretend you're doing a job for Omo, Trade Kings, all those kinds of things. I've seen this work particularly well for a friend of mine called Ben Meki. He's a 3D artist who in his free time, what he does is he just create some concepts of 3D artworks that showcase a product that is Zambian, by Zambians. He usually does that for free, but make sure he puts his watermark and phone number on that thing, so that in case that thing goes anywhere else and someone actually wants to pay for it, they know who to call. So that's what you want to do as well. If you're just starting out and you don't have that much work happening, create some, pretend you're doing some work for a client, and just make as much as possible and share. And that's the second phase of it. Like, now, number one, you're making the artwork. Number two, you have to get that artwork out there. People have to know that this is something that you do, and something that because eventually when they see enough of it, someone will eventually say, hey, how much for a thing like that, like the thing I saw you post the other day. So make sure your LinkedIn game is on point, make sure your Facebook game is on point, make sure your Twitter game is on point, your Instagram page is on point, because you never know where the clients are going to come from, and over time you might learn to like draw back from some of these other platforms. I know it sounds like a lot, but like in the beginning, you just want to get as many eyeballs on your artwork as possible. Behance is a good place, except none of the clients are on Behance. That's something I had to learn the hard way. Is you can have a solid Behance portfolio that has really good work on it, but clients don't go to Behance. Your clients are on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on LinkedIn. So you want to get your work shared as much as possible. And when you share your work, a little tip is don't just say work done by me. That's not enough. You have to try and explain your thought process through the work that you post. And because you're starting out, you need to, like, for established designers, it's fine. Most of them can get away with just sharing, oh, this is some work I did last year or something like that. But as a starting up and comer, you want to talk to the client in a way that the client will be like, oh, this guy actually understands how to break down an idea. And with those two things put in place, you will start to get some traction. People will start approaching you for work. And also just make sure you're really good at checking your inbox, because you don't want a client to send you a message and then you respond 5 weeks later. You want to be consistently checking your inboxes, put notifications up at a higher priority than usual, because when you get a message, like when a client sends you a message asking for the price of something and you immediately respond with an answer, it's a much better feeling, because they already are building trust. They know that they're not going to be chasing up on their work. And that's literally most of it. There's other more like advanced tactics, such as, you know, the networking, where you have to go out, like for a starter. Right now, the atmosphere we're in, what you want to do is go online and get your work out there and get as many people to see it as possible. So you want to post it on your personal profiles. If you have a page, post it on there. Although you will see that you will get more clients from the personal page than your business page, because you have a lot more friends than you have people who like that page. So that's the best way to get started. That's the best way to attract customers, and I think that's what it should be. This is more a tip of how to attract clients more than how to actually get them, because getting them is the process that happens after you've attracted a client. And that's something I'm going to talk about in another video. So hope I've helped you out with this, and if you have any other questions, you can feel free to put them in the comments down below. Nobody ever comments on these things, well, except Abel. I see you, Abel. So if you have any other questions, and if you want to see that video where I get into the details of how to get a client once you've attracted them, ask for it in the comments. That's the only way I know that there's people watching this stuff. So until next time, you stay creative and have a great 2021. I think this is going to be a good year for you. Yeah, you specifically. All right, take care.